Hey, it's O.
and Co. with Oco Cruising. Let's dive into everything you need to pack for your next Carnival cruise. Before we really get this going, we packed a lot of information in here, and some things are going to go by really, really quickly. So keep a note in mind that if you see something that interests you that you want to read up on, pause to read it. Just pause the video, read up on it, and then hit play when you're all done. Let me start off by saying that this video is for the overpacker. Underpackers, you have no place here. This is an overpacker safe space. We meet on Tuesdays for Overpacker Anonymous, okay?
Now, Carnival's recommendation is that you have one bag per person if you're traveling 3 to 5 days, and no more than two bags per person if you're traveling 6 days or longer. That's Carnival's recommendation. She might have other plans. Our essentials. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. The first item on our list is going to be lanyards for your sign and sell card. The sign and sell card is something that you use frequently, every day, all day. From opening up the door to your room to buying drinks at the bar to even getting on and off the ship. So it's one thing you want to have quick and accessible to your person all day long. So the lanyards kind of make it easy for you to have quick access to your card, for it to be retractable so that you really don't have to take it off, and removable so in case you have to buy something and they need your card, you can just quickly take it off and put it back on.
This one is not necessarily something that you pack, it's just something that you need for when you pack, and it's your luggage tag cover. Your luggage tags are personalized and they are printed when you go to check in. Online check in is about 2 weeks before your sailing date. And you're going to print these luggage tags, which will have your cabin number on it and sometimes your name on it. You don't want those to get wet, torn, pulled off. And so it's a really good idea to stick them inside of a luggage tag protector. And it comes with a little wire so you can connect it to your suitcase. And this is not in lieu of actually putting luggage tags with like your home address, especially if you're traveling by like plane or train or something where your luggage could possibly get lost. This goes on in addition to your regular luggage tags.
Yeah, because this is just for the cruise. And this is a big thing that the porters are going to use to actually find your rooms and be able to deliver your luggage to your room. So when you give your luggage to the porter, if this tag isn't clear or they don't know where to deliver your luggage to, believe me, it can get lost. It can get left at the ports. Anything can happen. So having this to just make it a little bit more secure and easy for them to find out where you're located.
And in case you're not familiar with porters, porters are basically baggage handlers who are at the port before you board the ship. You'll hand off your larger bags, your checked bags to them. They will load your luggage onto the ship and then deliver the luggage to your room later on. Maybe sometimes you can get it up until 8 or 9 that night. Sometimes you get it by 1:30, 2:30 when your room is ready. You never know how long it's going to take. So always make sure that before you hand your luggage over to the porters, you have all of your travel documents on you. You have all of your necessary medication directly on you. Do not give the porters anything that's important that can get lost. Because remember, you're going to hand this luggage off to them before you go to check in on the ship. Before you even touch foot on the ship, the
Yeah.
porters are going to have your luggage, which means when you go to check in and when you go to give them your passport and all that good information, the porters will have already had your luggage.
And side note, good idea. Just have some free flowing cash, tip money for the porters, maybe $5 or $10 per bag, however you feel comfortable. But it's definitely a good idea to just have some tip money to give them as they're handling your luggage.
Up next is off bug repellent. Make sure, or any bug repellent, as long as it contains DEET. You're going to the Caribbean. The Caribbean's got a whole lot of mosquitoes. A lot of people don't think that you're gonna have to deal with mosquitoes on a cruise, but they're there, especially when you get off at the ports. That's when you're really dealing with the mosquitoes. It's not necessarily on the ship that you have to deal with it, more so when you get to another country and you're dealing with all of the mosquitoes that that country has to offer, especially if you're going somewhere like the Caribbean, where the Zika virus is there and all types of fancy name viruses that are there that are transmitted by the mosquitoes. And not to mention sand fleas. It's a real thing. Sand fleas will eat you alive if you do not protect your ankles or yourself, period. Just remember to use your sunblock first, wait a little while, and then apply the insect repellent. You want to wait until after the sunblock really sets into your skin so the bug repellent can go right on top of it and create a nice smooth layer of protection across your body.
On our list is a first aid kit. Now, if you have kids like ours, they're prone to get a scrape or a bruise or the smallest of paper cuts on their finger that they need a band aid for, maybe even three,
Or medic for a paper cut.
so they can go to sleep, because it burns. But, at least having that option available to you so that you have those things to just in case something happens, hey, it doesn't hurt.
And check out our video that we're going to put up in about a week or so on what we packed in our first aid kit, because we do have the essentials, band-aids, what do you call it, antiseptic spray,
Spray,
the
gauze.
gauze, scissors, that kind of stuff. But we also take a pretty decent dose of meds just in case someone gets a headache or a toothache. We take Oragel, cold meds, tummy meds, all that good stuff. So check out that video later. While we're on first aid kits, consider a first aid kit to go. These are great for port days or even when you're poolside. No need to go all the way back to the cabin or to run around the port trying to find a band aid. Just toss one in your to go bag. These are really, really cheap, and you can typically find them at Target, Walmart, or Amazon, and they usually are less than $3. If it's any more than $3, then make your own first aid to go bag. Take a Ziploc bag, throw some band aids and some alcohol swabs in it. It'll do the same thing. And of course, if I hadn't mentioned it a million times, you can find a really good first aid to go kit linked down below for our Amazon storefront.
All right, fam, I'm going to make this a really, really quick one. Poopery. We know what happens. We go to the bathroom. You got one bathroom in your stateroom. You're on a cruise. You're eating a lot of different stuff. It's going to happen. Just make sure it's the best way it can happen. Poopery.
Very little ventilation in these rooms. So if you want to stay married,
Poopery.
poopery. See? All right, let's take a dive into what type of clothes you're going to want to pack. I'm not going to tell you exactly what to pack, like, okay, 4 shirts, 7 pair of pants, but we can dive into some tips about to give you an idea about what you should pack for your family. First up is boarding day. Your boarding day outfit should be a errands day
Yes,
functional
ma'am, right
outfit.
there.
I'm talking pockets,
Sedan passenger right
easy
here.
up, easy down for quick bathroom runs, easy access to documents like a backpack or a fanny pack to go with it. Just be comfortable,
No
because
socks.
boarding day is such a fast paced day. When you arrive at the port and you start, I
All
mean, the
right, thank
second
you.
you're there, you start to run into people who are guiding you on the
Okay.
next phase of the process. So the first people you're going to run into are going to be your porters, and
How
then
you
after
doing?
your porters, you're going to start seeing ticket
Yes,
agents
ma'am, right there.
yelling, "Do you have your tickets? Do you have your
Sedan
tickets? Do
passenger
you have
right
your
here.
birth certificate? Do you have your this? Do you have your that?" And it's just going to be fast and rolling, and you'll be carrying drinks, your carry-on bags. You want to be comfortable. You want to
No
be
socks.
comfortable. Things will not slow down until after 1:30, which is typically when the cabins are ready.
All
And
right,
so
thank you.
you'll be kind of lugging around whatever it is that you chose to carry on.
Hold
If
on.
you've got a beach bag or a CPAP or a bag full of
How you
meds
doing?
or
Yes,
sodas,
ma'am,
which
right
is
there.
a pain to carry
Sedan
around
passenger right
until your
here.
room is ready, unless you have something like Faster to the Fun. That's one benefit of Faster to the Fun, is it will give you a little bit of early access to your room, not to go in,
No
unpack,
socks.
take a shower, get changed, but just to sit your stuff down and to have
All
that
right, thank you.
priority access where you can just kind of slip in, stitch your stuff down. Your room may not be
Hold
clean
on.
yet, but at least you can put things down and give yourself that break. But nevertheless, boarding day is a total rush, and the more comfortable you're dressed, the better the day will flow. And we'll delve into Faster to the Fun in our video titled Faster to the Fun. I just wanted to kind of give you that quick insight that one of the benefits of it is that early access to your room where you can put your bags down and then carry on for the rest of your day while you're waiting for your room to be ready. We personally like to board early, like the first boarding time that we can get, we want to get on the ship. One, that means that we're not buying lunch for everybody. We're eating on board for lunch. And two, you get to get on, take pictures, explore the ship. You just start the fun a little earlier. But some people do prefer to wait until later in the day when everything is kind of died down to board the ship. For me, that's too close for comfort. I want to be on that ship the second they open the doors. Okay, this one is important and it's going to be ironic coming from me, and I'll tell you why in a second. Non-slip swim shoes or no slip shoes, period. The pool deck, the Lido deck, those decks are consistently wet. The stairs are always wet, and it is very easy to fall on the Lido deck. There are so many stories of people who have fallen because they were not wearing proper shoes.
Seen a couple too.
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. So don't be the entertainment. Leave that up to the fun squad. Get yourself a pair of no slip shoes that you can wear around the actual cruise that are comfortable when you're on the Lido deck, pool deck, or wherever. Now, for me, apparently a new lesson is that you should also wear no slip shoes when you go to places like Margaritaville so you can avoid serious injuries. Also, get the travel insurance. You never know when you'll need to be in the medical center. That's all. When I'm talking swim shoes for on the ship, this is what I'm talking about. They come in all different shapes and sizes, or not really shapes, but patterns. That's a better word for it. They have comes in all different colors, patterns, and you can actually get a pair of swim shoes to match almost every outfit, which is what we did for one sailing. We just kind of got a bunch of swim shoes to wear on days that you're just kind of traversing the ship, not for going out to port. Now, if you do choose to wear swim shoes out to port, try and get those, like, I guess they're like all terrain swim shoes. I do have a couple pair of those that I can wear, like, especially if we're doing a water intense excursion, like swimming with the dolphins. We did swim shoes that actually were all terrain, like you can hike in them, you can get in the pool in them, those types of things. Now, these ones that you're looking at on the screen are very inexpensive. Like, I believe when they're on sale, you can get some of these for as little as $10. And I think the most I've ever paid for any of these type of ones is like $14. It's like a really, really comfortable sock with a rubber sole on the bottom that'll keep you from slipping and busting your butt. I'm going to take a slight detour for a shameless plug. Check out our Etsy shop, Vacay Couture. Our designs are vacation and cruise themed. They're created and inspired by our family. We've got unicorn cruise shirt, drink package cruise shirts, and gamer cruise shirts. We've got a vacation tee for literally everyone. Now, back to business. A good strategy is to think about how you've been on past vacations. How many outfits do you typically wear per day? Do you change one time a day? Do you change 3 times a day? If you change 3 times a day on vacation, pack 3 outfits per day on your cruise. Me personally, I love rompers, maxi dresses, and everyone loves graphic tees, which is what inspired our store, Vacay Couture. We always pack a minimum of 1 to 2 complete outfits and maybe a few interchangeable pieces, like a pair of, I don't know, like jean shorts or black shorts that you can probably wear with 1 or 2 different tops. There are washers and dryers on the ship, but they're limited, and who wants to do laundry on vacation anyway? Um, Bottom line is pack how for this vacation how you typically are. If this is your very first vacation and you've never vacationed before, 1 to 2 outfits per day plus your additional pieces for specialty nights is more than enough. Sea day. Sea day is all about comfort for me. It's just, you're on the ship, You're just relaxed all day long. You're going from show to show, from different game events, maybe the casino, the kids are back and forth at the pool. It is really, really relaxed. And my C-day go-to is this romper that you see in the picture, which I'm telling you guys is the most comfortable romper on the face of the earth. It's not shorts. And so when you're out on the Lido deck, legs up, the thing that I hate is the sun beaming down directly on my skin. It is so hot when it beams down directly on you. And so that's why you do a layer, a nice smooth, or I'm sorry, not smooth, but thin layer, just to keep the sun from beaming directly onto your skin and creating those burns and that discomfort. And with this, it's not shorts, but it gives you a nice, comfortable layer that's very what's the word I'm looking for? Breezy. It's very breezy, and you don't feel confined in it. My last vacation, which was maybe, I want to say March. Yep, it was March. It was March. And I have since bought this in maybe 5 different colors because it is just that comfortable. The other go-to is the maxi dress. The maxi dress on a C day, it's given everything you needed to give. It's got nice deep pockets. It's very airy. It's comfortable, and you can still be cute wearing either one of these outfits. And of course, I have linked both of these down below for you. Make sure you look at your port day excursions when you're packing, because you want to pack for the excursions specifically. Now, some people don't do excursions. Like sometimes when we go to the Bahamas, we don't do an excursion. We just get off the ship and just kind of walk around and get right back on the ship, or we don't get off at all. But if you do have an excursion, like for this one, this was the Jeep excursion. We wanted to make sure our legs were covered and everybody had closed toe, comfortable shoes or swim shoes for when we stopped at the beach. So make sure you're checking what your excursion requires, because some excursions say you have to wear a certain thing or have a certain thing. And so make sure you're looking at the details of the excursion that you booked and packed accordingly. Now, on excursion days or port days, I try and have at least 2 outfits. One for when you're off the ship, running around, having a great time, and then one for the evening when you come back, you've taken your shower, you're all freshened up, and now you want to go out to like dinner or evening shows or something of the sort. You definitely want to have that afternoon or evening outfit to change into. Everybody does it. You pack a million pair of underwear and you're just like, I know I don't need this many, but I'm going to pack them. Pack it. Don't stress it. Pack the extra underwear. I always pack 1 additional pair of underwear per port day. And not because I think suddenly my grown kids are going to, or my older kids, I'm sorry, are going to have like all of these random accidents, or suddenly we're going to lose control of our bodily functions. But because when you go to freshen up, you want to freshen up from top to bottom. You don't want to freshen up and then put on the same old funky clothes. So take the extras and don't worry about it. Everyone needs to have at least 1 pair of closed-toe shoes that are comfortable. You never know what you'll want to do that may actually require closed-toe shoes, like an excursion that will require it, or if you choose to do the rope course or something to that effect. Also, boarding day and debarkation day, please wear tennis shoes or closed-toe shoes, because there are suitcases on wheels all over the place. And there's nothing worse than having a suitcase roll over your open toes because you were wearing flip-flops. So closed-toe shoes for embarkation day and debarkation day, and the potential for an excursion requiring it, or just any other activity that you think you might want to do that will require it. At least 2 bathing suits or swimming trunks per person. There's nothing worse than trying to pull on a wet swimsuit or trying to squeeze a kid into a wet swimsuit. And one of the main things to do on a cruise ship is the water parks or the splash pads or the pool. And so you have to prepare to go to the pool multiple times in a day. And you want to have a dry bathing suit each time you visit the pool. For some people, maybe it's not a big deal, but I know for me,
I need something dry. Not that I really get into the pool that often, but I still end up getting wet with my kids, even though I didn't actually get into the pool. So pack a couple of pair of bathing suits so that you can always have at least one. Some people pack a brand new bathing suit or bikini for every single day of their cruise. That's not me, but that's just what some people do. Specialty attire, excursion specific outfits, which we just talked about, deck party attires, which Oko Dad is going to get to in a minute, and elegant nightwear, which we're going to get to. All those types of things that require something unique, you want to check and see what your sailing has, and then you can make sure that you pack for it.
So before each cruise, I suggest looking to see what theme nights are going to be on the cruise. That way you can pack and prepare for those theme nights. Our kids love to dress up for the white party, so before each cruise, I suggest looking to see what theme nights are going to be on the cruise. That way you can pack and prepare for those theme nights. Our kids love to dress up for the white party, so before each cruise, I suggest 80s night and the 90s night. So we try to make sure we pack gear that is associated with those nights, and we can prepare so they can enjoy themselves and we can have a good time. So you don't want to be the one that's left out and not dressed up and decked out in your best 80s gear like the rest of the ship. So make sure you look ahead of time and get your 80 or get your theme night gear.
Not every sailing is going to have every theme party. 5 days or shorter cruisers will have like one elegant night, and cruises that are 3 and 4 nights will have one 80s rock and glow deck party. And then the cruises that are 6 days or longer will have two elegant nights, and they'll have a 80s rock and glow party and a silent white hot night party. Those are pretty standard, but what you could do to kind of help you in the planning process. It's not a guarantee, but it can help you a little. Is join the Facebook group for your sailing. This and the sailing before you. If you do the sailing or even the two sailings before you, those people have the most recent information about the ship that you're going to be on. So it'll just give you a sneak peek at what's happening on board so you can better prepare and build the excitement. The other thing you can do is find the cruise director for your sailing on the Carnival Cruise Director schedule, which is on Airtable, and we will link it down below, because the cruise director is who sets the parties. They decide on everything that they're going to do. And if they're active on social media, then a lot of times you can see what types of parties they're having because they'll post it, they'll post videos from it. They'll post a get ready with me, get ready for the sail away party. Like Kendall Fire is definitely one of the most social media savvy cruise directors that there is, and she is currently on the Jubilee. Um, but they have quite a few cruise directors who are very active on social media and actively telling you what parties they're planning and what type of attire you should pack. So it's a good idea to try and find your cruise director. If they're not on there on social media, it's not the end of the world. You can also look at videos on YouTube of your cruise director because they tend to be like, I don't want to say it in a negative way, but one trick ponies. Like they have those things that really, really work well for them, those songs that really, really work well for them, and then performances. And so they tend to do them over and over again. So you can kind of get a little bit of a sneak peek at what your cruise director is going to do just by looking them up on YouTube. If they're not active on social media, that's an alternative. And I want to throw this note in here to just say that these Facebook groups are really, really great for helping you prepare, getting cool tips on what to pack, and just building the excitement and the fun. But do not get trip maker or breaker info from these groups. And what I mean by that is do not ask a Facebook group, hey, I'm traveling with my next door neighbor's kid. He's coming with us. Can I just travel with his birth certificate and do I need anything else? Don't get that information from the Facebook group because you're going to get so much inaccurate information. And a lot of people, it's not their intention to give you inaccurate information. Sometimes it just, people give you information based on their personal experience, not necessarily the policy. I always say, go for the policy. Carnival does an excellent job at providing you with all the information you need on their website. I would trust what's printed on their website over any other advice or source that exists. Even sometimes when you're calling customer service, because a customer service associate may get it wrong. But Carnival, when it all comes down to it, when you get into that line and they're checking travel documents and they're just like, oh no, we don't accept this, you can't be like, oh, well, we talked to this person and they said that we could. It doesn't matter. What matters is what's in writing. So go with what you see on their website as a policy. And if it's something that's really intense, like travel documents, and you don't understand, then you combine the two. You call them up and you read the policy online for yourself. And that way you can get that double confirmation. Like I said, the groups are good, but sometimes they just give really bad advice. So be very, very careful about the types of questions that you ask. And do not ask something that can make or break your trip, because bringing the wrong travel documents can break your trip in a matter of seconds. You've gotten there, and Carnival is a business. They're not going to reimburse you. They typically won't give you like a future cruise credit if you showed up with something that you weren't supposed to have, or you didn't have something that you were supposed to have. So just make sure that you get fun information from the Facebook groups, but the hardcore stuff, you go straight to the source for that. C-Day brunch outfit. If you desire, we've seen it all at C-Day brunch. You do not have to dress up for this, but some people choose to make an event out of it, or just to get a little gussied up. Just if you choose, there's no requirement. People wear shorts and t-shirts to C-Day brunch. It's nothing special, but it's a nice option if you want to do a group themed outfit, or if you just choose to get cute for C-Day brunch.
Next in the pack is something for Elegant Night. Elegant Night is typically 1 to 2 nights on your cruise, depending on how long your actual trip is. It is one of the requirements to eat in the main dining room on those nights is to have something dressy on, whether it's a suit, whether it's a tuxedo, whether it's a gown. So take a look at your cruise, and if you want to dress up for Elegant Night, make sure you know what night it is and pack something ahead of time.
Your debarkation outfit. This outfit should be fairly similar to your boarding day outfit. You still have to go through almost the same process getting off the ship that you went through getting on the ship. Customs, showing your travel documentation, so on and so forth. And then there's the fact that you're going to be wearing that outfit likely until you're home, because most people go straight from the cruise to the train station or the airport or into their cars, and then they take that drive home. So you want to be comfortable and prepared to have a lot of movement, shuffling luggage, things like that on that day.
Next up on the list is a little odd but necessary, a jacket or a sweater. It can get cool on the ship. Maybe like in the main dining room can be a little chilly, or a night that it's rainy, it can be a little
Yeah.
chilly. Specifically if you're traveling in the winter months, it can really be chilly at night. So just pack yourself a sweater, a hoodie, or a jacket, something just to keep a little warm in case it does get chilly out there on the ship.
Compression socks, not the compression socks that grandma used to wear, but newer style compression socks. They do the same thing, but they just look a lot better nowadays. You can get them in all types of patterns and colors. It's just really the way they look now is like totally different from what we like to think of compression socks. Now, it is odd to have to take compression socks on a cruise. But if you plan on doing a lot of walking at port, it really, really can be beneficial because it can revitalize your legs. It's literally like giving yourself a foot and leg massage without actually getting the massage itself. It sounds weird, but compression socks have a lot of benefits that are beneficial when it comes down to overexerting yourself. And when you have a long port day, you're running around with the kids, you're having a great time, you throw those compression socks on in the evening and relax for a little bit, you will literally be refreshed like new the next day. No sore feet, no swollen ankles. You'll just be good to go. Now, if this is not the tip for you, then so be it. This is for the folks who are over 40 and they have kids, and when you have a very long day at the port, your feet kind of hurt, you're tired, you're exhausted. This is just a little tip for those folks to help get them back to new. Now that we've gotten through most of the apparel that you're going to pack, keep in mind that you are not allowed to bring an iron or a steamer on board. So your best bet to keep your clothes wrinkle free, especially your elegant nightwear, is Downy wrinkle release spray or any other wrinkle release spray that you may be familiar with. Downy is the only one that I know, so it's what I recommend.
Make sure you check out our next video where we cover more things you should never cruise without.